Bonusland. Welcome to Bonusland.
Ding, ding, ding.
How'd you feel about the episode?
I felt pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I feel like we missed some points about the NHL stuff, and I don't know. I felt good though. Funny episode.
It was funny. We had good clips and good script and good supporting stuff. I feel like I didn't do as strong delivering the jokes, but that varies each week.
Oh,
which is weird. I worked out a lot this week. I thought that would help my brain,
but it didn't.
I think I need to raise. I'm trying to figure out like the perfect combination of things to make my brain feel good for an episode. I think it's a combination of like working out the week, like leading into it, having like a light to empty stomach, and then also to raise my heart rate earlier in the morning the day we shoot. That's like the final piece, I think. So I'm still trying to figure that out.
There's definitely a process involved if you're about to do something like this where you have to have a certain amount of energy. And that's kind of what I'm fascinated by now. We went to that midnight concert. And they did a Q&A. We were in the VIP area or whatever. They did a Q&A, and that's the only thing I could have imagined asking about. Like, what's your process? What's the pregame look like? What do you do? Tucker Carlson, I want to know his pregame.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot of caffeine, a lot of Zyn.
Goes through his papers.
Nicorette goes through his papers. But
that's cool.
I care about, I like seeing what works for other people.
We had a fun time at the midnight concert. And then Richard Rappaway and I have been talking lately, and this is like an issue I guess I'm having. It's hard for me to enjoy stuff.
Yeah, I don't really want to even get into it. Flex is like an alien. He just sits there and he goes.
But like, what am I supposed to do? Like sing the song or go like this?
Well, if it,
like, I don't know.
Is the Midnight your favorite band?
They're my favorite band. I listen to them every day. Meatloaf and the Midnight and Lana Del Rey, that's it. Billy Joel too.
I think you'd at least go like this, do something like, yeah.
Does that mean likes it?
I don't. You tell me. You're the one who's not normal.
I had a great time.
You're the one who's not normal.
They sang the songs I liked, and I just enjoyed it. And I watched. It wasn't like I wasn't there to like get drunk and like dance around and have fun. I was there to like look at an artist I respect and appreciate so much and just watch them do it.
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
I was just like data collecting for my own brain.
Okay.
But it's hard for me to enjoy stuff, I guess. I don't know, my brain's fried from the computer.
Yeah, I think he gets all his squirts from the computer and like people go, "Ooh, this did well. Ooh, podcast is up. Ooh, algorithms working well for us, blah, blah, blah." And then he can't go out and enjoy real life.
Yeah. So I'm having that as like a problem, but I'm trying to fix it. But also, I will add this.
He's not really trying to fix it. He justifies it instead. He'll be like, "Well, what? I did the podcast this week. That's all I care about."
Like I don't have
like well, dude, there's more to life than the computer, right?
But I don't have like this hole in my heart where I'm like, if I was working at like State Farm or I was like an accountant and I came home and like I'm not doing the things I used to do and I'm like depressed, like I'm truly fulfilled in my purpose. I love the podcast. I love the business I'm in and the stuff I'm working on. I love politics. I love following everything and like knowing all the information. I think I have like a pretty good finger on the pulse as to what's happening and what's important and like what's going viral and why. And I'm just like, I don't really like. I like to go fishing. I like to play golf, but I don't. It's like
you don't.
I don't because like,
you don't even like those.
Let's go tuna fishing. All right, cool. We have to like drive 2 hours and get on the boat, and then we drive an hour out on the 3 hours out on the boat, and then we have to get out there, and then we don't even catch anything, and we go back, and it's like
it's a negative attitude. It's a pessimistic negative attitude, and it's like you don't think about. Like, oh, we're going to drive 2 hours, but all we're going to do is goof around in the car and get beef jerky and have fun and do banter. And it's with 3 of your friends. It's like it's like a apartment is here. I'm having great time in my apartment.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I'm on my phone.
It's just hermit life. It's hermit life. He doesn't care about, experiences, I don't think. And then when you do the experiences, you just go, oh, it's the yes man scene. I'm just auditing. It's like, I'm just auditing at the conference. It's like, is anyone's first time? It's like, yep, I'm just auditing. And he's like auditing, and then he comes to him. But
so I need like a yes man situation to happen.
Well,
but I don't want to do all that stuff because in Yes Man, he learns to speak Chinese and he rides a moped. I don't want to do shit like that.
I know, but then that's a question of like finding your passion, right?
But I'm passionate about the podcast.
I know, but
I'm passionate about making jokes and then like building an audience.
But
I'm passionate about selling T-shirts.
But then, guys, Bonusland audience, is it healthy if you never leave your apartment and you go 3 places? You go to your apartment and then you go to the dog park every once in a while and then you come back and then you don't go anywhere? and you don't experience anything, is that good? That's the broader question for society and people.
That is a fair question.
Fulfillment, you're fulfilled on the podcast and doing what you want. I come over, we do memes, we make funny stuff, we're constantly joking. It's a nice life, don't get me wrong.
It's great.
But then, don't you get cooped up? Isn't there some sort of like different thing where it's like, I haven't left my apartment. They bring my slop and they drop it at the door, my gruel.
But then I have to like
Gig
go
economy people just go up to me.
But then I have to go like to like some bar near here and like drink
nobody's
4
even saying a
beers and
bar.
hang out with people who I don't like and hate me if they actually knew me and what I was about.
No, not even that. You have to, and that's kind of the question is you have to go seek out and find what you like.
Say I was passionate.
And then if you go, I like only staying in my apartment, then I would argue that's not healthy and that's not good for you. And you got to think about what's good for you.
What if I was passionate about knitting? And then I stayed in my apartment and I'm like passionate. I love knitting, but I'm still in my apartment.
Yeah. Eventually you'd have some sort of desire to go talk to other knitters. You'd have some sort of conference or thing, go to an expo where there's a really unique yarn. There's things that just happen in life.
What's up, my knitter?
All right. See, and this is what the conversation, and then I'm like having a conversation about Fleckus's social life every day. So I'm getting sick of it.
Well, there's certain things I do like to do if done right. And if I don't do them right, then it ruins that experience. For example, we're not going to get on this topic that long.
No, we are. We always are. It's always the
Say we're going to watch a football game. Say we're going to watch the national championship football game. If you tell me, hey, come meet me at this dive bar, we're going to watch the football game, and you have to like find a seat, and then not everyone has a table, and like we're kind of all over the place and crowded and like this. We have to go order in a huge line every time you want to drink. I would be like, I don't enjoy this. This isn't fun. Mm-hmm. But if we did that experience the right way, like we went to a cool bar and we rented a booth and we had our own waitress and we all had a group and we invited friends, that would be a more fun way. So I think a problem I'm having is a lot of the events I do where it's like, you know what? It's been a couple weeks. It's time for me to go out into the world and do something. I go out and do it, but if it's not done properly, it sucks my soul. And then the next time I would want to do that, I'm always like, I don't feel like going to a dive bar, or I don't feel like going blah, blah, blah to the wherever.
Hey, guys, the bottom line is his brain is fried.
Gone.
He only gets squirts from computer stuff in the podcast. So the good news is if you're in Bonusland, that means you're a fan of the show, and this show is never going away. It'll always be there in some form because it's the only thing he likes to do.
I'll be dead.
So
but
the
podcast is also improving. We get more views than we've ever gotten. We get more advertisers. We're doing a great job. We're getting better at it.
Yes.
So
agreed.
it's like if that podcast was replaced with, I work at the store or I like sweep stuff up or something.
Yeah.
Then it would be like, ooh, man, like you don't really leave the place and you kind of only do your job and you're not really yourself anymore. Like I am myself and becoming more of myself through the podcast, which is a podcast about myself and yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's like that purpose is fulfilling me so much that it's basically taking care of every other aspect of my life, and I'm not worried about it. The final thing I will say is I'm 33. I think the next chapter of my life is going to be getting married and having my own family, and then I'll go do stuff. Then I'll go to the baseball
I don't think it's
game.
a
Then I'll go to the baseball game. Then I'll go take my kid fishing. Think I'm not going to want to go fishing? Like I like fishing. I know how to fish. I've fished like 20 times. The 21st time is not going to be that sweet. But if the 21st time is with my son who's learning to fish for the first time, I think that's like now I start doing stuff again.
I don't think it's something you can switch on and off like that. And I'm worried you're getting even more fried. He's a hermit.
Yeah, I am a hermit. I don't like to leave. But I do leave. We take Jerry to the dog park like pretty much every day.
You walk 3 blocks.
You walk 3 blocks. I go to the gym. I go to the gym with Donut Boy.
Okay,
that counts. That counts.
See, and this is kind of the broader thing, and the way this conversation always goes. It's justification instead of like, maybe I should do something. Maybe I should get like a hobby or an interest or a passion.
But I'm passionate and interested and hobbified by the podcast. The podcast is all the thing I need to pay attention to.
All right,
and it's getting better, so it's working. It's like that's where I want to put all my attention. I don't care about drinking. I don't care about partying.
Nobody's even telling you to drink. People are just telling you, hey, buddy, you got any interests? You got any passions? Why don't you leave the apartment? So that's kind of where I'm at. And then I've had this conversation. We've kind of been talking about this the last 2 weeks, and I'm sick of it. I can't do it. I'm not looking to be someone's therapist.
Yeah.
You know? So, It's just one of those things where it's like, dude, please do something.
But if I don't do anything, it's not. We don't have to be worried. We don't have to like call in like a professional because I don't need to like leave my place.
No, I'm just gonna roast you a little bit, and it's gonna be
okay.
funny. Yeah,
That's okay.
Exactly.
And as long as the podcast is good and everyone's happy, and then I go do my little things. I go to restaurants, the gym, and the dog park.
Bonusland people, what kind of hobbies do you think Fleckus would be interested in? What do you think he should do? Anything? Leave a comment. We'll see.
And a lot of things that you get interested in,
Justify.
You have to like.
Here's more justification.
You have to like build up over time. So like, you should go hunting. And it's like I went hunting once. I made a small sound and the thing ran away. So that probably takes like years.
Did you have fun when we went hunting? The pig hunting? Did you have fun? Tell Grantley. Look in the camera and tell Grantley. Did you have fun pig hunting?
There were times I had fun on that trip.
Okay.
But I also was sleeping in some stranger's bed in like a bunk bed situation.
Oh my God, no.
With someone else's sheets.
You were?
I also...
That's crazy.
Didn't shoot any animals.
Okay, that's fair. Your gun clicked when the one pig came into the infrared camera. Everybody knows that.
So, did I have fun?
Now he's just going to lie to you guys.
I don't know if I had fun. We also drove like 7 hours to get there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's not even a not fun. It's like a not having fun and then a complainer. You're becoming a complainer.
Well, I don't mean to complain, but if you ask me, I'm
do.
either be a complainer or a liar. Did you have fun? Like, yeah, that was great. Or did you have fun? I might go, yeah.
So guys, he's fucked up. He's fucked up now.
Anything that takes me away from the computer for a long amount of time.
I knew him in
and
college.
My process.
I knew him in college, and he was up for a lot. He was up for anything. We had fun times. We'd go do random stuff.
And I was the social chair of the frat. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I used to love doing parties and stuff. And I used to, but also I was seeking action from the outside world. Like I was seeking school sucked this week. Football workouts were so hard. But Saturday night comes around, and that's our night. We're going to have a party. We're going to invite the sorority. And I'm going to invite this girl. We're going to play Pong, and we're all going to hang out. We're going to have an after party in my room. We're going to have a pregame in your room. Like, that was fun because that was, like, the highlight of my life. Now the highlight of my life is the podcast and, like, the media stuff we're building. Anything else that's not that, unless it's, like, me having a child or, I don't really care about anything else other than whatever is the bigger mission that's larger than myself.
Yeah.
So at that time in college, I didn't have like a full purpose. I was just like a 20-year-old football player who's drinking beers after the game and like, the game's over, we lost, but let's get fucked up. Like that was it. So it's like my mindset changed, I think for the better. I'd rather have the purpose and the less everything than have a little bit of everything but no purpose. Because that's why I think I was up for so much, because I was hoping to find something that was mine.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? Let us know.
I think it's reasonable.
Should Fleckus leave the house? Let's just talk about leaving the house.
Let's talk about leaving the house. Should I leave the house?
Do you need a hobby?
Everyone's going to say yes.
Prescribing
Where
something?
should I go? Hang out at the bar? Drink $2 beers? No. Go watch the football game at some dive bar? No.
Well, here's the thing.
Go do an art class?
Here's the thing.
No. Go sing a song?
Here's the thing. Anyone can say no. Only you can say yes. Only you can say, that's what I'm interested. That's what I want to do. This will be fun. I'll plan a trip with people. Like, you don't think going tuna fishing with your boys would be fun?
It would be. But I've done that a bunch.
You wouldn't. It wouldn't.
But haven't we done that?
I'd complain.
Then what happened?
Think you'd complain.
We caught no fish.
When there was an earthquake off of San Diego and like it scared all the fish and nobody on our entire charter caught a single tuna? Yeah, that was bad luck. But wasn't it funny when Terry puked? Terry puked and then he was laying on that lady's bed. He got all sweaty. Weren't there some funny moments?
Yeah.
Didn't we bring some stuff that made it fun?
Yeah.
Didn't we bring out some stuff and have a good time?
So what you're saying is the people that I'm with are the fun things.
Yes.
So then why don't you guys just come over and hang out at my house and we'll just do it there and have our fun memories there.
There you have it, guys. He's got a broken brain.
I got a broken brain.
He's a sick guy. He's a sick guy, which is fine. But I'm going to go out and do stuff. I'm going to go live my life. And Fleckus basically isn't getting invited anymore.
Which I don't like.
He's a complainer.
I don't complain.
He's baggage.
I don't complain.
You see him sitting there,
but if you ask me how I'm doing,
And he goes, and he's looking to leave. He's looking to go early. You
Yeah.
shared a ride. So he's like, hey, you want to get out of here? It's
Paint
like, no.
me as the bad guy. It's like you guys.
I'm not painting you as
guys are at a
anything.
dive bar drinking like $2 beers, and like I'm just sitting there, like, oh, sorry, I'm not like going crazy, and like this is great. Oh, you're drinking beer. You're drinking beer. I'm drinking beer.
You're
This
with
is
your
fun.
friends. You're with your friends. You can talk about whatever you want too. Oh, the location wasn't the best. We went to the Alabama-Tennessee game. It was one of the best college football games I've ever seen. One of the best.
I had to
games
sit on a side
I've
stool
ever
and watch
seen.
like this because the TV was one TV behind, and I had to
I
face
know,
away.
and you're a complainer.
So if you want to enjoy a college football game, let's go to a nice bar that has like a booth we can rent and make a reservation and get like borderline table service where they bring us food and drinks whatever we want. And it might be a little more expensive, but we'll split it 3 or 4 ways, so it doesn't really matter. That would be fun. But if you take me to the dive sports bar where I have to sit against the wall and watch like this for 5 hours and go get a beer and it takes 20 minutes because there's a huge line, that's going to not be fun for me. And the next time you guys want to go do that, I'm going to be like, I'd rather just stay home.
There's an optimist versus pessimist thing happening here where it's like,
But I've done both. I've done both. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's not like I've been a hermit forever. I've lived both lives. And I'm saying nothing's worth going out anymore.
And we're gonna
bad.
go out this upcoming weekend and do it the Fleckus way.
I'm planning it.
And it's gonna be he's gonna hate it still. It's not gonna be fun for him. It'll be kind of fun. Maybe he'll lie to himself and say it was, but he's not gonna enjoy himself. I think he's incapable.
It's hard for me to enjoy stuff. And that's not my problem.
There you have it. And me and him have had this conversation maybe 3 times by now. And now it's the entirety of Bonusland.
Yeah.
This conversation.
But I don't think I'm wrong. I think I would be wrong.
I don't think you're
I
wrong.
had nothing going for me and I was working at
Nobody's saying you're wrong.
random
It's just
thing.
like there should be some sort of hunger or appetite to get out of the place you're in every single day. Right?
But I do that.
Isn't that part of the human experience?
We do
It's
that with
like,
the podcast.
Some variance.
We do the podcast and then it goes out to like 100,000 outside the house people. And that feels like me leaving
What about
the house.
you? What about you? You ever put your bare feet down in a forest? You ever connected?
Yeah.
Connect with nature again?
Yeah. I went on
anything?
vacation. I went to Martha's Vineyard. That was fun.
So he's got issues, guys. It's a real problem.
I got issues, but I don't think it's that bad. It would be bad if I had a normal job and was just like a hermit depressed and all I did was go to work and come home.
I mean, that's true. I'm not saying you're coming from a bad place of like whatever, but there's more. There's more out there for you. And you got to figure out what that is.
Yeah. And maybe that's me getting married and having some kids. That sounds like the next chapter.
Yeah, could
I
be.
don't need hobbies. I don't need to play with clay. I don't need to knit. I don't need to sing a song.
Well, the hobbies are what gets you maybe out of the house. You know, I think you need to leave the house.
And go where?
It's up to you, buddy. I don't know. Where do
go to
people
the
go?
gym.
It's called having interests.
I'm interested in working out. I take my dog to the dog park. That's fun. I leave the house for that. I go to restaurants around town. That's nice. Whatever. Let us know in the comments if you guys have any hobbies I should do or any.
Yeah, no.
Let me know what interests I
hobbies
should
don't
have.
matter. Hobbies don't matter. You got to just have a kid now. You know.
Well, yeah.
The hobbies don't matter. No life enjoyment. And then eventually one day you just go like this, and you kill yourself. Your fucking life sucks and the podcast got deleted or something.
Oh, man. Well, what if someone wasn't leaving the house enough and then their hobby was to start a podcast? Would that be wrong?
No, I think you got to get out there. You got to get out. You got to go do some things.
But the problem is I've been out so many times and I've seen the world and I've met the people.
So you're at the jaded end of the arc. Where
I'm
you're
at
at
the
the jaded
jaded.
end and you're like, no,
This isn't how I've always been. I've gone out a million times. I've gone out when I worked in New York City. I went out on a Wednesday night and went out all night and went to work on Thursday in the same outfit. I've done partying on the weekends. I've done all kinds of fun stuff out. And I'm here to report that out isn't that sweet, especially as you get older. It's not that sweet and it's pretty empty. And the things I'm looking for, I can't just stumble into out. I have to arrange.
So here's the thing then. Then why don't we move to some rural area where you can buy 50 acres for $40? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just start building a straight up homestead camp then? If all you do is stay somewhere and you don't need to go anywhere, the dog park's your backyard because there's acres now. You don't need to leave. There's a gym. You actually bought a gym and put it in one of those garages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't you live on a compound? Shouldn't we live in a different place if that's the case?
Maybe.
So that's all I'm saying. It's like, why do we need to be here?
Hey, that's a fair point. Well, we're here to just mix it up a little bit, and we have a nice group here with us.
For sure. But you hear what I'm saying there? Like,
Yeah.
you don't need. Why are we here then?
Because here's decent. It's like, if you want to go out, if you want to go to a restaurant, if you want to go watch a game,
The food here is great. That's true.
you can.
But you see what I'm saying there? Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just go start building something? Because if you're always at home, you can always be working on your home, and then eventually, how you said hobbies all take a long time. Eventually, you'll have a freaking compound with everything you need. So maybe you should just do that. I think if you were building something greater, like if you were like, oh, dude, then we're going to put in a pond and then we're going to do this. And I'm planting trees down all this row. And when my kids inherit this place, it's going to be sick, with 30-year-old pine trees going down and blah, blah, blah.
Well, maybe that's what we do next. That's what I'll do.
Yeah. That's something to think about. Because if you're not
I need
leaving
to
your
save
house,
up money to do that. I don't have enough money. The podcast didn't make money until like a few months ago.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
And I was living off of savings before that. It got squeezed. Crypto got smoked. Market got smoked. All my money's gone. So yeah, I'm going to stack up as much money as I can and probably do something similar to that.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should be honest with who you are then, and that's like should be the goal.
But I don't.
Compound.
I don't want to live nowhere.
Compound rural.
I don't want to live nowhere.
Why? You don't go anywhere. That's the whole point.
But
you just argued for not going anywhere for an hour.
I do want to go somewhere sometimes.
Okay.
I don't want to have no option to go somewhere. I want to go somewhere on my own terms.
Gotcha.
Which might be once a month, might be once a week, might be once every 2 weeks. But I want to go when I want to go.
Of course.
And where I want to go.
Of course.
Because the thing is, I need to be in control of what we're doing. Because if I go do things and I'm leaving the house for the first time in the week and I'm going to do something that someone else is planning and they don't have the same way of looking at it as I do, it frustrates me. And that's not my problem. That's just what it is. But if you take me
I think that is your problem.
Right?
Isn't that by definition your problem? Because you're the one with the issue?
Yeah.
So,
but if people don't care and they're like, oh, we're going to meet at a random bar. I don't care which one. Come to this one. I'll say, how about we go to this one? Something where I can enjoy it. And the person who's invited me doesn't care because they clearly don't care because they invited me to a dive bar. Doesn't that make sense?
No. I mean, yes, I see your thinking. Your line of thinking makes sense. But, I think the point isn't the venue. It's the people and it's the experience. And it's, having fun with friends and people you like and stuff. And the ability to like deal with a little bit of discomfort to get the greater good, which is a fun experience outside of your comfort zone,
we
perhaps.
do that a lot. We've gone to a ton of events, the CPACs, the SASs, the Turning Point events. We've met Trump. We've gone to all these places, been to D.C., went to January 6th. Like, we do stuff.
Yeah.
It's just more like high-level stuff than I used to, so anything that's low-level isn't attractive to me anymore. Not that I'm like some fancy guy.
No.
But it's like, hey, we're going to like a conference.
You're a fancy guy.
I'm a fancy guy.
You don't go to just a bar to watch a game. You can't do that. You're a fancy guy.
I'm
you need a special bottle service boy.
Yeah.
To come and wear a twink outfit and hand deliver you with sparklers.
Yeah.
He needs the sparklers.
That's just how I am. I think it's going to be fine. Because I have hobbies. My hobbies are politics. My hobbies are podcasting. My hobbies are comedy. My hobbies are improving the country and changing the minds of people. Those are important hobbies. I don't have time to crochet.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's move on. Let us know what you think in the comments. This will probably be a longer Bonusland because that wasn't scripted.
This is a therapy session, Bonusland.
But I don't, there is a change in my brain because of the computer. I'm on a different level of squirts because I get squirts from all the views. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just like the things I care about and focus on are different than I used to.
Hey, let's make a deal. Let's never talk about this again.
All right.
Because I'm tired of it.
And when I kill myself, I'm going to leave in the note. I'm going to say, this Richard Rapway, I needed you to help me and you didn't.
And I'll, of course, find the body. So I'll just rip that note up.
Yeah.
I'll tell everybody, there's no note.
There's no note. Okay, let's get into some Bonusland. First, let's do this quick because we used a lot of the Bonusland time. George Floyd. There's a lot of George Floyd talk. I have this theory, and I think I've said this on the show before. I think they're going to redo the trial of Derek Chauvin, which they did last year, and they found him guilty. I think they're going to redo the trial, and it's going to be perfect timing coming to the 2024 election. They're going to redo it. They're going to do it hopefully fairly, because you can't just have unjust system. And they're going to say George Floyd had about 2 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. He's on video eating the fentanyl before the cops put him into cuffs. He was saying, "I can't breathe," before he even got on the ground. And the knee on the back is what they teach Minnesota police officers to do. So all of those things would tell me that Derek Chauvin is not guilty.
Or shouldn't, yeah.
Or isn't guilty of
maybe
murder.
Lost his job, but he's not a murderer.
Yeah, he's not murdering people on purpose. He was dealing with a person on drugs who was freaking out and yelling. It's like, if you're yelling, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe," before you're on the ground, when you're on the ground, you almost don't take that part seriously, because you were just yelling that from the car. And then even George Floyd even said, I eat too many drugs.
Yeah. And it's like fentanyl has killed how many thousands of Americans? It's like, is it that shocking that one could contribute to the death of someone else?
Especially almost 2 times the lethal dose, the lethal limit. He also had COVID. So there's a lot of things.
He had COVID?
COVID positive. So there's a lot of things where, it's pretty crazy. So there's a lot of things where it's like, they're going to, I think, appeal that. Derek Chauvin's going to walk, and then there's going to be absolute freak out. George Floyd Part 2. The mob might kill Derek Chauvin. And then that's like a movie life. That's like the movie, which we're kind of in anyway. And that'll spark some sort of race war.
Yeah, it's going to get greasy if they do. And I don't think he deserved his sentence, whatever.
And that's the thing,
obviously,
too.
everybody agrees.
Some people would say, "Oh, Derek Chauvin, he's just guilty, and let's just move on." It's like, you kind of can't. You kind of can't. You have to be fair, even if it's ugly.
What do they say? Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Yeah, and they say that to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of the other way around.
You just locked a guy up for 40 years for doing what he was textbook trained to do. You think that guy just had hate in his heart and was like, "I'm going to kill someone today." Yeah. No, it's like he ran into a fentanyl guy and things got crazy.
And the guy was freaking out.
And there was a bad camera angle.
Ground. Exactly. Bad camera angle. Get on the ground. As soon as he's on the ground, they called for the ambulance. So it's not like they just let him die. They called for an EMT immediately. So yeah, they're going to reverse that, I think, as they should. And then everyone's going to freak out. All right, next. I'm collecting real fake quarterback names. I want to make a funny list for next week's episodes. If you guys can help me, please do. For example, Colt Stetson, and then there's a Stetson McCoy, and then Colt McCoy.
Two of those are real, right?
I think two of those are definitely real. There's all these names that are kind of the same, these gunslinger Western quarterback names. So if you guys have any other ones that fit that vibe, please send them so I can make a funny list for next week's episode.
Smart.
Let's see what else we have here. There's this Russian lady who's a Russian politician or something, and she has this crazy hair. I like her. I don't know what she does or what she stands for, but
it's almost like the Russian hat. The hair is the style of that Russian hat.
That's pretty good. There's a Shrek Fest. I'm just gonna ignore that because I was gonna do a bit about how these people what are you doing, but then it falls in line with I can't enjoy anything, so I probably shouldn't make fun of people who are enjoying something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The Shrek Fest, here's the thing. Shrek Fest, I would argue, Shrek Fest with a few of your good friends would be fun.
I don't like parking the car, driving.
There you have it. That's what I'm saying. And so that's the unhealthy part.
I know.
And so you got to dig into that and then figure that out.
But what if I dig into that? What am I going to find? You don't like being in traffic. You appreciate your free time too much to go do something that might not be worth it. That's what it is. That's the digging. I can't go much further than that. We don't have to either.
Yeah, I'm not going any further. I don't care.
Next,
I'm okay driving somewhere. I'm a regular person.
Hey, lucky.
I know.
You think Elon Musk goes and does karaoke?
I think Elon Musk has some things that he does that he shows up and it's kind of random.
Doesn't he live in a room? He lives in a room in a one-room house that's $50,000. And he just sleeps on the floor.
Do you think he stays there all the time?
I think he's
the richest man in the world going to meetings
on the floor.
Has enough fulfillment all the time.
He sleeps on the floor of the warehouse or whatever.
Okay.
Does he need more hobbies?
I think he's fulfilled on like actually leaving and going places. So no, I don't think he needs more hobbies.
All right, we'll see. Well, I guess. So remember that video of Joe Biden? We have it playing in the background here, where he's like talking and he's like has his hands on that young girl, and he kind of like when they're looking around, he kind of like puts his hands like on her chest, and it's just like super weird. It's like one of those like iconic Joe Biden's being weird moments. Mm-hmm. The girl from that video posted about it and said that he pinched her nipple. And was like pinching her and how inappropriate it was. Can you read some of those things?
Yeah. Comment said, "Did Joe Biden pinch you?" And she goes, "Yes." And then someone said, "Why don't you speak up about it?" And then, "Why did you delete the comment?" I guess she deleted the comment. She said, "I have friends that would no longer be friends with me if they knew that." And then somebody said, "Those friends aren't true friends," blah, blah, blah.
But
oh, no. She said, like, "Why wouldn't you do something about it? Why wouldn't you tell?" And she said, "I would do something about it, to be honest, if I thought it would help. But I honestly just think at this point it would just make people angry. And I have already had people calling me out saying I'm lying. This is BS, even though it's not. But I just don't think it would help with anything right now." So she's kind of like beaten down like on the, that's kind of the thing in politics is there's a certain faction of people that immediately are on your side or immediately don't believe you. Mm-hmm. So she's dealing with that, and she's a young girl and like can't handle it. Yeah.
So that's creepy, and she came out and said that he did pinch her and was inappropriate. So whatever you saw on camera, like, actually was happening.
Yeah.
So that's very dark. Well, that's another Bonusland in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. You already are. We appreciate it very much. We love Bonusland. It's almost 1,000 people now, so it's a fun place to hang out. We're glad you guys are here. We're glad you guys like the show. It's going to keep getting better. Sorry, I don't like anything anymore, but I really like the podcast.
Hey, we're trying to solve the problem, I think.
We're trying to solve the problem.
So we're looking for recommendations.
There is a problem.
Hey, there you go. That's first step.
If a problem is I don't leave the house. If that's a problem, then there is a problem, I guess. But I love the podcast.
He's hesitant to admit.
I'm very fulfilled in my purpose. I'm very happy with my life. I have things I need to improve in my life. I need to work out. I need to lose weight. I need to get the podcast better. I need to get other people with me doing media stuff. There's like all these plans I need to do. And that's what I like to think about. So maybe I need to go bowling or something and go see a fucking movie.
See the negative attitude? There's no even inclination. He can't get away with it.
I've already done everything that could be fun. Nothing's more fun than making better podcasts. So I just want to go back to my house and focus on making better podcasts. But we're not going to get into it. We both are right. Both people are equally right.
Yeah, we're two ships sailing past each other in the breeze.
Yep.
We're just going like this.
Let us know your thoughts. I think we both made some fair points. And then that's it. Mm-hmm. That's the end of Bonusland. Any sign off from you?
No, I feel like we missed a lot. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry we had to go through that because I feel like we missed a lot of good bonus clips.
We did leave some bonus clips on the table.
But hey, maybe that's what you're paying for, the insight into the true day-to-day on Fleckus life.
That's what it was
and what
this
Fleckus
week.
is up to and what his friends think is best for him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be excited to have Grantley watch this. I'm going to be excited to see Rogan watch this and see what their thoughts are on the matter.
Yeah.
So some people who know him in real life, Aaron, Chinese Donut Boy, stuff like that.
So we'll see what happens, but I think my life is fine and it's on an upward trajectory and I don't need to go plant any trees or whatever. Go look at a bird in binoculars. Go find a bird. For what?
He doesn't like anything.
I don't like anything.
All right. We got to sign it off somehow uplifting. So get to it.
All right. Uplifting. I really don't have anything. Jerry hurt his foot. Jerry chewed off one of his paws.
That's the sad part. Jerry chewed off the paw bottom, and now one of Fleckus's 3 locations, the dog park, it's off limits because Jerry's hurt.
He can't run.
So he's recovering.
So I don't know what to do. I'm going to go... I don't know, nothing. I'll figure it out. If you guys have any hobbies for me, let me know. I would love something that I can just do on my phone or just like listen to in the background.
That defeats the point.
Why do I need to go anywhere?
All right.
100. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next one.